I think it's time for some VOD reviews. For the ones that don't know who I am Questron. I am a currently GM3 Sombra player, and right now, as of recording this video, October 15th, I have an 84% win rate in Grandmaster 3. I thought it'd be a good idea if I were to do a VOD review of someone that is out to improve themselves a little bit. A lot of people don't really know how to play Sombra yet. It's a new character, new redesign, new rework, new playstyle, yada yada, all that stuff. This one is a Diamond 3 player. We can see some of the mistakes that the average Sombra player would make. If we talk about them, we could maybe, someone else watching could learn from that. So we have Navi, which is in my chat right now, Austy. Austy Frosty is Diamond 3, he's a PC player. This VOD was from 3 days ago, which is very short after the rework, so I'm expecting you to already have improved beyond some points, but I'm gonna use this as a measuring stick to point out the majority players' mistakes, pretty much. I'm not gonna make fun of you, I'm gonna treat it seriously, but I'm hoping that I see some stuff that I get to point out as, okay, this is something that a lot of players do wrong, and here's how I would approach that differently. Right, so the Sombra did change a lot from the rework to this version. The major improvement or change is that the commitment level of when you go in with Sombra has been drastically changed into not your favor. You don't get to stay and try again and try again and try again. You got to go in, you try, or you die. Okay, so this is a pretty decent start. Let's see how you're gonna approach this. So you're starting on defense, King's Row, right? We know that you have a Life Weaver, a Mercy, a Soldier, and a Sigma. That's actually a really cool comp because that means your team is able to survive for a very long time. They might not do much, but they're able to survive for a very long time. Okay, approaching the Hanzo. That's good. That's a good pick. Hanzo went the wrong side. Oh, you're going in again. That's fine. Oh, you're camping the res. That is a phenomenal play. So far, very good. And you use the option to get out. That's good. You were low. You wouldn't have gotten healed otherwise. Still cross map healing aside the Life Weaver. You're playing an angle. You're playing with fire there. I might as well talk about that. The reason you're playing with fire, you think this is a pretty good spot, right? But this spot right here has line of sight to their spawn right there. If the Hanzo were to stand here, 3 shots. 1 headshot, you're dead. No resets after that. If you're playing against Hanzo, you want to cut corners and break his sight lines over just being away from it. If he can make eye contact with you, you're in the wrong position. That's how Hanzo works. The ideal position would have been around here. That's what I usually do. If you have an opening pick and you're starting off strong, that's good. Very good. But right afterwards, I would immediately stand over here because then the fight after that, they're going to be more careful about walking out of spawn because they know you're there. And you have to keep in mind that the enemy team is going to adapt to you existing in the game. Now you let them know that you exist in the match. For Sombra is the one hero in the game that can now always pull teams apart. So the enemy team is going to walk over here. They're going to walk around this side. This entire time, this entire area is your team. If you stand over here, if you stand over there, it doesn't really matter. There's no alternative angles. The idea you want to abuse is that the enemy team always has to look away from your own team who want to shoot you. And from that point on, you get to play with how they want to approach a duel or a fight. So you're standing over there, but if you were standing here before they walked in, they couldn't just shoot at the Sigma. You can stand over here, and then they would have to look away from the Sigma to shoot you. That wasted time and resources gives your team already an advantage without actually engaging in a fight or like winning a duel or doing damage or anything like that. The fact that they have to look away from you, that in and of itself already gives value because that breaks their sight lines as well from your own team, and the enemy team, like, they don't know what to do. They start panicking, and there's a lot of pressure happening. Sombra is now the only one that can consistently pull teams apart and then immediately take advantage of that. If you stood right here, as they walked in, I would have started walking back slowly and then translocated up over here. And then while they were going to be walking over here, you get to shoot them from a side angle at the same time as your team is shooting over there. So your team is shooting here, and you're shooting from over here. Or your team is shooting from there, and you're shooting over here. But now, you're going to be playing with your team, and right now, Sombra is the weakest frontline shooter that there is right now. So the Sombra right now is the weakest frontliner. You don't have shield break, you don't have pressure, you don't have much going on for you. So you need to use your positioning. You need to use, like, the meta game. You can't just pressure them, you can't just kill them, you can't just do that. That's not how you play the game anymore, right? Sombra has high pick potential, and you can abuse that, but not actually use it, play around it. So if you stood over here and you virus someone, right, they have to walk away, and that way you pressure the entire team that way. It's really cool. But if you stand over there, all you're doing is shooting nothing. If you were a soldier standing over there, you would have more impact. If you're standing over there, as a Cassidy, you would have way more value. If you're standing over there, even as a Tracer, you would have more value. Because you can capitalize on it faster because you get to blink back and forth. Sombra right there is, that right there is Sombra 76. And that is the thing that I want everyone to stray away from. Sombra 76 really doesn't mean that you're just in the fight more often. It means that you're just standing there and would have had more value as any other hero in the game. Bastion, Cassidy, Soldier, Hanzo, Ashe, doesn't matter. All of them would have done better there. That is what the quote-unquote Sombra 76 is. None of those heroes that I'm talking about would be standing here. But Sombra can, because you have a Translocator that can immediately go back. And you have a burst damage with the virus, and that way you can look for opportunities to go for it. So now, okay, now you go here. That's good. That's good. Good. Right. And Hanzo climbs up. Ooh. Yeah. So you use your Translocator right when you should have already been there. And that's why you couldn't stay there and you immediately felt like you had to go. You were panicking at that point. If you were already here with a Translocator, the virus to Hanzo as he was climbing up, and then Translocated right here and finish him off, right? And then, you know, you kill him. Big gamer moment. But you use your Translocator to get into a position. You use your resources that you should have used in the duel. And that's in the prep work. And that's why Sombra 76 is a dangerous thing to do, right? And now you're dead, and now you're kind of hoping on your team. Oh, well, you're not dead, but you're playing more Sombra 76, and now it's too late. Now their team has the point, or it has the space, and you can't do much against it. Now, oh! Hey! Big money, you got the pick. They're gonna res it, but you asserted dominance, and that's what matters. You're almost at EMP, 20%. All right, but, you know, Sombra 76 isn't that big of a problem if you were playing for EMP. The problem is, EMP is terrible. EMP is bad. Very, very bad. It's bad, and it takes forever to charge. So you can't be playing for spam damage. You can't be playing for poke damage. You can't be playing to build EMP. You have to play with virus to create an opportunity and then capitalize and then go again. That's your gameplay loop. Your gameplay loop is all about virus shooting. If you miss the virus, you try again when you have virus again. You miss it, you have to immediately go. If you don't hit virus, you're done. But this commitment didn't really work out because, you know, Hanzo moment. But they were also using ults, so you should have waited until the payload was more in a favorable position to hit a virus. But also, you were very close to EMP there. You could have just played around that. All right, well, I mean, at this point, ooh. Not that much you can do here because you're dead. Okay, so you're going over here. You have EMP. You have a Zen for Discord, but that you're gonna have to be the touch here, I think. Oh, engaging with EMP. So let's look at your POV here. What did you see? What did you know? So this is where you're looking for EMP. You have EMP. You see Reinhardt with your shatter. This is where you think you have to touch. Let's see. All right. That's one bubble. Count the bubbles. Okay, you just went for it. You didn't, first of all, you didn't need to use Translocator here. You need to use it. You shouldn't have used it. It's a habit. You gotta stop doing that. This one, since you had the opportunity to like, just go around the corner here, there was no need to use the Translocator here. That's what made you die. Just straight up, Translocator EMPing is a suicide button. It is like a Pharah ult, but without the damage. It's a very bad idea. They used one bubble, and then you EMP'd. But I'm pretty sure you EMP'd the bubble itself, too. Oh, no, the bubble was gone. Okay, so you EMP, you hit those, but your Reinhardt is one, and the rest of your team isn't there. So what I would have probably done is I would have waited for my Reinhardt, and I would have actually waited until he was actually already contesting the point, and the enemy team was using the resources to already shoot down the Reinhardt, and while they were like overconfident on the Reinhardt, then EMP while walking in on the side here. Yeah, Reinhardt immediately died, although the shatter is good. Shatter went off, but you sacrificed your Reinhardt. Oh, that is a big wall from the Mei. You don't, okay, you're focusing the BAP, but the BAP is being healed by the Mercy and Valk, which is more healing. Valk is actually more healing than just regular Mercy. There's no way you were gonna do that. The moment I heard the Mercy ult, I was just rip bozo. Not going very well. It's not more like anything. It's used very differently. You're setting up around the corner. That's a good setup. Your Zarya is aggressive here. You're gonna go up here. You're going for a hack. Don't engage with a hack. I had to learn this the hard way. It's actually not that good of an idea. A hack is only a second and a half. It's not a lot. But what it does do, it reveals where you are. And that is a big deal if you want to assassinate someone. You know, in Assassin's Creed, I don't wanna be that guy, but if you're playing Assassin's Creed and your character as an assassin walks up to the target and goes, tick tick, hey, how you doing? And then kills them, they are probably going to dodge, right? They're probably gonna duck out the way. That's the idea. So virus is always way harder to hit than a hack. Hack is an auto lock. It is very simple. That is easy to hit. So if you engage with a virus and you miss the virus, there's no need to hack. But if you engage with a virus and you hit the virus, you could then decide to still hack them because it still speeds up the damage. The only damage you're missing out on is 10 impact damage, which can be compensated by just shooting a bullet. Engage with virus, and if virus presents you with an opportunity to do more, you can do more. Virus is now your condition to judge what you should do in a fight. If you hit a virus on a support, you can engage on the support. And if you don't, you gotta go until you have virus again, right? If you miss your virus, you have to rescind your dive. You have to just wait till the next time you have virus again. Virus is everything in Sombra's kit now. Because hack does nothing, EMP does nothing. What, really? Yeah, and then there's also the issue that virus actually does not do a lot of damage per second. Virus does 22.5 damage per second, which is not a lot of damage. It is a lot of damage if you add it to Sombra's base gun, but it doesn't actually out damage healing. Any healing in the game out heals that. If you hack someone and then virus them, that's still, like, if that person that you virused with the hacks gets any amount of healing, you will lose the duel. Because a virus, to me, the way I see it, is a percentage-based attack. The way I see it is if you virus a squishy, it does 50% of their HP, and if they get healed throughout virus, it just does less percentage of their HP. So if you virus someone like Mercy and then Bap right-clicks and heals Mercy with one of his pellets, there goes 70 damage of the 100, and then suddenly virus does only like 20% damage. And a 20% damage dealing ability is not a lot of damage. So any amount of healing and you pretty much just kind of leave, but what you then are doing is building your EMP. So the choice really is either you virus and you kill someone, or you virus and you build your ultimate with that. Either way, you're going for squishies, but virusing for EMP charge is a terrible idea because EMP is terrible, which is why I want EMP's charge rate to be higher, so you could actually use it more often as an engagement tool, instead of having to use it as like, oh my god, we have to win this team fight, and then you still don't win the team fight. Let's look at your POV. Almost have EMP. Okay. Oh, damn. Oh, unfortunate. Okay, oh, this is where you can go because they're using ultimates. Oh, you should have EMP'd that. Oh, yeah, I think you're fine. Oh. Or not. Or that worked out. Did not, I would have EMP'd that. And it probably, oh, well, actually, you lost the fight, I guess. One person remained. I would have EMP'd the lamp because your Ana used Nano. Nano is a time-based ability, and you need to make sure that they can't prevent anything from there. So if you EMP'd the lamp, that would have been worth it because your soldier would have done damage. EMP is not against people. Actually, I might as well make a point of that. EMP is not against people in the game. EMP is like one of those trucks that pushes all the trash off the street. Like, you know, with the pointy thing, and then brrr, and then all the trash on the street, it gets pushed off to the street. That's EMP now. Clears the way to kill someone, but it doesn't directly kill someone. It is a utility tool now, a plow. Yeah, it clears the way to do the things, but it doesn't do anything on its own. 30% damage is not a lot of damage. The way that the 40% damage EMP worked in the previous version of Sombra, that it was good in, is because after that you have damage boost on every hack target. So they took out the damage boost on every hack target, and they lowered the amount of damage that it does by 10%, and they buffed up how long it takes to charge it, which is longer now. So it takes 15% longer on top of the other 15% nerf that they did before. So it takes forever to charge it, doesn't do a lot of damage, and after the damage, that is all there is to it. You can't be using it against people anymore because it is not that good. So you need to use it more frivolously, although you don't have it as often. So you need to use it in those types of scenarios. I know the urge to use it in perfect scenarios is strong, but if you save it for those moments will not come to fruition. They will not work out. So you're saving your EMP for a lost fight at that point. It's better to use your EMP to guarantee a win than save your EMP for a lost fight, because you will lose fights when you do it in those scenarios. I think you use it here to come with the grab. But look, nothing. Like, that is tiltingly bad. You see? In every universe, in every reality, that should have eliminated the team. But it did nothing. Like, that is not your fault. I know the urge to save your ultimate is strong, but straight up, if you EMP more than 3 people, no one is going to die. So keep your EMPs either for straight up only utility or for a small selective group of people. That is what EMP is for now. Boom! Massive EMP. Not a single person even gets under half HP on that. And now you used all your ultimates and didn't win a fight. It would have been better to just grab, wait out all of the people like reacting to the grab, and then EMPing it. That is a big issue when they EMP the lamp there. No one still would have died because the Mercy was valking and healing everyone, and Bap had to shift and right click. The best play there would have been to just let the grab happen, wait out the grab, and then when the enemy team started pushing in again, then EMPing the backline as they started spreading apart away from where the grab happened. Because when you grab, all the enemy players that are supports are going to sit in the back, and the tank is going to push up to the front with the DPS players, right? So that's when you would have EMP'd the backline and gotten a guaranteed kill off. So now you're on attack. Actually, you know, let's make a little bit of a... This is how I want you to play it. So this is how I want you to play. All right, let's make a square. This is gonna be the point. What Sombra can do that no other hero can do is if you draw a line where the enemy's gonna be. So let's say the enemy plays around here. Enemy's gonna play around here. Your team is gonna start walking in over here and then walking into there. What Sombra can do that no other hero can do is Sombra can be over here, then go here, then jump on point, then go back here, then go over there, then over here, and then survive the entire time. Tracer uses a lot of resources to just get around, but once she jumps down somewhere, she only has 1 recall. The supports are gonna be playing over here, enemy tank is gonna be over here, because there's a statue there that I forgot to draw. What I want you to do, you're gonna walk over here, you're gonna get to this high ground, and then you're gonna start pressuring the backline over there to make the tank that's standing over here pull back. And when they start pulling back, that's when you start walking around over here to then, like, herd them into this little corner. Because Sombra is like a herder. She doesn't, like, the threat of her killing someone is stronger than her actually killing someone. So the threat of an assassination is so strong, you're gonna force people to walk back. Your team is probably gonna start walking up on point, and the enemy team is going to be over here, and your team is going to be over here. What I want to see from Sombra is pretty much that this enemy circle is the zone where you only go in when there's an opportunity that presents itself. So you kind of just like go like this. Constantly back and forth, over and over. Go everywhere you can, over across the point. But you never stay in the same spot. Always translocating on cooldown to make them all look around everywhere so that they can't consistently pressure anything. And if they can't consistently pressure anything, they start ripping each other apart in terms of like positioning. And then you get an opportunity to BAM! Go for it. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you're walking here, right? They're standing over there. Your team is going to be pushing in here. You're standing behind them, right? And yeah, perfect. Right. Okay, perfect. Perfect example. This is perfect. You did it perfectly. All right. So exactly what happened was that you went over here, right? You started pressuring them. They looked to their left, which meant they couldn't shoot the Winston as much, right? And then you walked over here, and you made the Hanzo and the soldier look behind. And when the back is turned towards the tank on your team, that tank goes in. That way. Boom, right? And then you go up here. You make your presence known so they start looking at you. Oh, or not. Okay, never mind. I thought you did. But you do it here. And then right here, you turn around. You shoot that. And these three people know that you're here now. So, look at this. Boom. Hanzo turned around. Boom. Virus. Boom. Soldier turned around. Bap turned around. And then after the shot Hanzo does, Hanzo turns around. These are all going to turn around. Look at how present you are. And that's when your Winston jumped in, your Winston got space, and now they're all pulling back slowly but surely. You're hurting them in that corner. Winston gets out damaged. Where's your soldier in that? Why is your soldier not doing much? What? Your soldier should have totally walked in. Big nade. Okay, soldier, yeah. This is where your soldier needed to keep walking. Oh, no. Okay, what went wrong here has nothing to do with you. Winston went in to make space. Tanks make space. DPS claim the space. That's the idea behind it. So Winston jumped in, made space, and then the soldier's supposed to solidify that space by standing here. But if the soldier was standing here, they would have had to like use their resources to also shoot at the soldier, and you would have had more of an option to go in for the second time. Okay. Yeah, okay. Rule number 1, never engage on someone on equal level. Never stand on eye level at someone, because that is so much easier to hit than if they have to make even the slightest vertical adjustment. Always have some form of difference, whether it's here, whether it's here, whether it's here, or even here. Window. Oh, that is a good flux. Oh. Okay, wait, let's see where you were during that flux. Oh no, oh no. Okay, rule number 1, always play for prep work. Never automatically assume Sombra 76. Never. Never fall back into Sombra 76. Always assume you're prepping for something. Right now, you're giving yourself 0 options by standing there. Doesn't matter what happens. You're never gonna do more damage than anyone there. You're not gonna upset anything. You're not gonna influence anything. You're just also there. Your gun does no damage. Virus does 50% damage, but both supports are here. You're not ready for anything here. Oh, that's a good hack though, because the flux happened. Yeah, okay. This is that's a bad Sombra 76. Should have been right here the entire time. When the flux happened, even just like not shooting the flux, but just still getting to this high ground here would have been a good idea. Sombra's best asset right now is forcing enemy players to look away. Ooh, you just translocated to go in again, and now you're dead. It's never worth it. The translocate EMPing is never worth it anymore. Yeah, you need to utilize alternative positioning way more often. Making the enemy team not look at one giant blob of people, that is the way to go. Like, you're standing on the high ground technically, right? But realistically, in the enemy position, what they're looking at is still just the same area. The best asset for Sombra would be to make them look here and have them turn around over here to shoot you. Then they have to pick, where are they going to apply pressure? If you're standing here, it's just that. That's it. They can keep an eye on you, a tab on you, and you don't control what the enemy team is doing at all. Purely positioning here forces the enemy team to walk back. If they're standing here, they're only worried about this area. If they have to take into account that and that, the entire sideline they have to worry about is this entire thing. And the only way to keep that entire thing in line of sight is by standing here. And that way you're pushing the enemy team back. And then if you stand over there, you're pushing the enemy team back even more, because they have to keep in mind that corner. You keep pulling them back because they need to look at more things over and over again. Give them more things to look at. More things to look at means they have to look and back up. And eventually they're going to be standing here. supports are going to be standing here, and the Zarya's going to be standing here, and then once the supports are over here, at that point you can go here, and then you can just jump on him. That is the one thing Sombra now has that no other hero in the game has. That's the strongest thing Sombra can do now. Which is why I barely have any damage on Sombra, because you don't need it. If you get one good kill, you force the enemy team to lose the one person they can't afford. The one that wants to be the safest possible in the team. And they're always going to be all the way in the back. See, this dive doesn't work because they're all too close together. But, wait, that's a big freeze. Oh. That worked. That worked. But Sombra didn't really have an influence in how that worked out. Oh, yeah, no, that's, well, you EMP the one person getting pocketed by Mercy. That's unfortunate. Yeah, you're just Sombra 76ing right now. I would have immediately gone right side. Right, yeah. So this is bad stuff. This is bad. Right? This is Sombra 76. Don't do this. This is Sombra 76ing. This is what everybody's like doing. This loses people games because there is not a single other hero in the game with less value than Sombra in the DPS roster standing in this positioning. There is no hero that does worse from this angle than Sombra. No one. Sombra is just standing here with a gun that does nothing. With a big spread. Sombra's strength is always in the off angle. And the Translocator, you don't use that to escape. You use it to break sightlines. And the invisibility that comes with the Translocator, that makes you escape. So now you just Translocate back, but you're still looking at a window. Right, that was dangerous stuff. Very dangerous. If you were Soldier here, you could have won that fight, actually. This is the worst possible utilization of her kit. Very, very inefficient. Okay, your Sigma's aggressive. Good. You're standing next to it. Identify your Identify where the Hanzo was before on stealthing. Yeah, keeping... Hanzo. No, Hanzo. Oh, up. A little bit of hesitation. Should have done that sooner, but it worked out. Oh. 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 Yeah, yeah. This is a good flank. Oh. Oh. No. Oh. Keep in mind, you killed the Hanzo. No one in the enemy team can get to you. So you eliminated the thing that could have killed you if you were in the window. You should have stayed in the window until you had Translocator again. Not having the Translocator, that is your death sentence. Translocate in here and then get invisibility and use that to escape. Right here, if you Translocate it through that, what you're using is the Translocator to escape and not the invisibility that comes with it. Translocator is not your escape. Invisibility is your escape. Use the Translocator to get invisibility faster, but the invisibility at the end of the day is your escape. You killed the one person that could have killed you if you were to Translocate in here. Even at that point, what I could have done is just Translocate back in here. Straight up, broke the sightline with the Symmetra. It doesn't matter if you're 1 HP or 200 HP. If they don't hit the shot that kills you, you have infinite HP. Your number one priority is getting invisibility back, not the Translocator. That's the reason why you died here. Oh, your Sigma is an actual Giga Gamer, though, I will say. Your Sigma hits some nasty fluxes over and over again. Oh, yep, you get that. Cool. Well, the Symmetra was occupied. I would have normally said never engage with a hack, but the Symmetra was occupied shooting the Mercy. So what you essentially did was you sacrificed the Mercy to hack the Symmetra. But what did you actually hack? In the 1.5 seconds of ability lockout, what did you actually disable? You did nothing to that Symmetra when you hacked her. The slight amount of damage per second boost wouldn't have changed the outcome, which is why I recommend against hacking as your engagement, because if your hacking gets interrupted, you lose the element of surprise, and then the virus becomes even harder to hit. Hacking for the damage boost with virus is barely ever worth it. 22 damage per second versus 44 damage per second is not that big of a change. Yeah, okay. This is kind of last fight. Were you the first one to die here? Okay, you were. All right, well, this is kind of a rule that I always say. The way that you can tell if you are having the maximum amount of value as Sombra, never be either the first to die or the last to die. Always be someone in the middle of the fight to die, because that is a normal spot to die. If you're the last person to die, that means you are playing it too safe. If you're the first person to die, you are playing it too aggressively. But if you're the first to die or last to die, pretty much always the case that you're either too aggressive or too passive. It's a very good way to tell about how aggressive you are as a Sombra player. You died first here, so you're trying to be too aggressive. You're trying to make plays too much. They have Mercy and BAP. Too much healing. You're not able to do anything there. Your strategy is about using as many of your buttons as you can, the shortest amount of time. And if that causes you to die first, you're doing it too aggressively. And if that causes you to die last, you're doing it too passively. That's kind of it. But you should always use as many buttons as you can, pretty much. Because that's the best way to learn. And that's how you lost. Dang. But there's some major, like, overarching reasons why how you could have won fights that were lost with the hurting stuff. That was a pretty big concept to just shove on someone. So I'm not going to micromanage any of the many things. That game was rough. Yeah, but your biggest asset going forward is going to be the herding. You need to herd people. You need to use the fact that you have better sightlines and alternative options to positioning than any other hero in the game.